Today I'm going to show you how to put on chain and sprockets, or how to change them, that is. So, to get started, right, some bikes have a cover that covers the entire front sprocket. Sometimes this is open and it's easier to get to. And I'm not sure if there's oil behind this cover or not. So what I'm going to do is lay it over on its side. Now with the bike laying over, we can go ahead and take this cover off. Hopefully it'll come off without me taking the shifter off. Looking at the case now, there's a hole right here under the bottom side of this cover, so I'm pretty sure there's no oil in there, because that means all the oil would just drain out. But either way, it's already on its side now, so we can pick the case up, or the cover. Friggin' dirty. But anyway, next thing you would do is take your chain off. To do that, you need to find your master link. And honestly, it's easier with a pair of pliers, but I don't have one at the moment. So I'm just going to use a screwdriver and a hammer. Or it might be the opposite way. Putting it on, you need a hammer and a pair of pliers.
Sorry.
Pop your master link off. This chain is so wore out, I could probably, just slip it right over that. Alright, with that being said, this style has 2 bolts that hold it on. So you need to figure out what size these are. Most of them are like 10, I believe. Toss it in gear so I can get it to stop spinning. Then you're gonna break these bolts loose, if they ever come loose. Because I was just sitting there spinning the engine over. There we go. So some bikes have a circlip that holds these on. You'll need a pair of circlip pliers for that. It's just, instead of bolts, it's a little clip. You put the pliers on it and spray it open, it'll come off. But this just has the bolts and that little plate. So now, I gotta get it lined up. So the way this little plate works is it goes behind the grooves of the shaft here, and then it's able to spin freely, so you can turn it into here. But to get it off, you gotta line the grooves up for it to come off. And it's so dirty, I really can't see it.
Can we get a rag to wash that?
No, I got it. Alright, got this off. I'm gonna clean this up and then I'll grab the new sprocket. Here's the new sprocket. So what we'll do is we'll throw that on there, push it down all the way. Then you take your plate, you get it on there until you can line up bolt holes. I guess this one's more kind of universal because it's got 4, like those 2 don't line up, but these 2 do. So now we'll throw our bolts back in. And then we'll tighten those down. Alright, we got that done. And we never finished getting off our master link, so I just got that piece there now. I don't know if you can see that because of the weird lighting, but after that, that one link should pop out, so it's no longer held on. And then you can pull the chain off. Now we'll throw the front cover back on. That way we can stand the bike up and get ready to put this thing this back sprocket off. Put that cover back on, we can stand the bike back up now. And during this next part, you want to have it on some sort of stand, whether that's, you know, a center stand or a 5-gallon bucket, anything like that. So now we're going to take the back wheel off. Alright, with the wheel off, you can now take these bolts out. Mine are 6mm Allens. I don't know what they normally are or anything like that, but I thought maybe I could get them loose with that, but finally got the other sprocket off. Those nuts were on there super tight. They weren't budging for a while there. But anyway, so I had to go get new nuts because I had to Dremel one and chewed one up with a vice grip because they were just so stuck on there. I was just rounding them off. So we'll throw these bolts back in there and then we'll get the nuts started. Now we'll tighten them down after getting them started a little bit. Maybe I can hold on to it. Come on now. Alright. And I made sure to get lock nuts. That way, you know, they're a little bit better in there. Now. That's why I was struggling to go in for a second. Alright, rear sprockets on. Now we'll work on the chain. Alright, so I bought the wrong sprocket. I bought a 49, it was supposed to be a 46, and I knew it was a 46, but I still bought a 49. I guess I just looked at the wrong number and I was like, yeah, that's it, that works. But now we got a 46, and I'm gonna try to bring it in a little bit closer this time. So your sprocket's right in here, keep it in neutral so it can spin. You'll bring your chain up through here. You'll try to get a couple teeth to bite into the links. Kind of notch them in, and then you can kind of wiggle your fingers in there to kind of get it to pull. But my back wheel's pulling it off. Go, stop spinning for a second. So I'll kind of guide it at the same time back here while I slowly spin this. Now it fell right here in front of the shifter. Kind of pick it up over that. Spin it a little bit more if I can. Alright, now I got it under here. Now I can pull it over and through. Oh no, I'm missing it. I'm losing it. No! I got it. And we'll take it to the back sprocket here. If I can get a better grip on it. Perfect. Okay. It's off of the sprocket now. So let's move back here a little bit. So now we'll get our chain, throw it over the top of the sprocket, take the other side, throw it over the bottom. trying to balance it at the top. Alright, so now you'll take your master link. They should line up like that. And you'll have an extra link whenever you buy a new chain, or the chain that you took off if it's not a rivet style. Most of them are link style, but you'll have 3 pieces. You'll have the link part, which you'll put in through the back. Come on, get in there. Yep, there we go. And then you'll have like a faceplate kind of piece. Hold the extra link on the back, push that on, and then you'll have a clip. You want the open end facing backwards. That way, like when your chain spins, a rock won't hit it or nothing and pop it off. Slide that on through there. And then I like to get a pair of pliers, and you can put one tooth right there and one tooth there and push them together. So like this. Then it'll click in. Just make sure it's not going to go nowhere. Now your chain's on, but if you look right here, it's still super loose. So what you want to do is pull this back. I like to get like 3 fingers of slack. That's 4. There's 3. Let's see. Pull that back a little bit. So, I don't know how good you can see it, but there's some marks here. And on this little adjuster, there's a mark. So this was about 2.5 towards this way. The other side is not. Now it is. Let's see. So it's 3 over here now. Right? Look at the other side, and it's just over 3. So what we need to do is kind of pull that back forward on the other side. Now we can tighten it down right here, and then that will be even. You want to make sure those marks are basically the same. I mean, the same if you can, but the closer the better. So now with your chain where you want it, you can go ahead and tighten these up. And I'll check it again. There's 3. 4 barely fits, so I'd say that's pretty good. And then we can crimp these adjusters. I say crimp them, but spin these adjusters in until they're touching the swing arm on both sides. That way it doesn't try to slide in and out. I don't know if it can anyway, but shouldn't be able to. Alright, wheel is on. And that's how you change your chain and sprockets. Just make sure you buy the right size sprocket. Don't do what I did and think a 6 is a 9 or whatever I did. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now you should be good to go.